Excuse if I look like crap, which is okay. Thumbs up. Hi. Alright. I'm a little, weird today, if you guys haven't noticed. I am super excited about today. And today is a special day for my husband and I. This September, October, I think it's October. September, October, like around there. I've this year would be 6 years that we have known each other. And so, anyway, let's go by the storyline. Okay, let's do this now. I'm just gonna share with you guys my love story because it is my favorite. And of course, when people ask you what's your favorite love story, of course you're gonna say yours, right? Well, the way that I feel is completely different than what I like. I had boyfriends before. I had maybe like 4, 5, and back, when you're growing up, you think you know it all. You think that oh my God, he's my soulmate, right? No, because it's completely different, and I'm gonna try to explain at my best why. It might be like puppy love, like my grandma always used to say, well, that's just puppy love. You don't know what love is. You're too young. And I was like, no, I'm not, that type of thing. Well, now I understand she was right. Okay, so I'm not really going to get into detail about everything else, but I'm just focusing on like how we met and everything like that. So this year, around fall time, I want to say October, I think it is October, that we have known each other for 6 years. And so the first time that I texted him is because my friend gave me his number. I was like, you should, text him and stuff. I was like, oh, okay. So I did, and he wrote back. He was like, hi, LOL. And from that moment, I mean, not knowing who he was, which was scary, yes, and not knowing what he looked like all I know, he could have been like not attractive, but at this moment, how I felt, I really didn't care because I text all the time, and I texted a lot back then, not to other men, but it was kind of different because when I did text, like if I had a boyfriend, like from high school or like when we were dating like a long time ago, I did not feel like this. So when we like started texting, it wasn't a lot of texting because I had to go to work and he had to do something else. And so it just felt like lightning like took over my body. And I was like, what the heck is this? Like, I do suffer from anxiety. So I was like, well, maybe it's just like some type of anxiety attack because it's completely different. It's kind of like going out of my comfort zone, kind of. Texting someone that I don't really know. But then, like, in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, well, he's not like some kind of like rapist or a serial killer because then why would my friend tell me to text them, right? So I was like, okay, well, he, has to be like a decent person. So I got that out of my head, but still I felt this. It was like a nice warm feeling, and I was just smiling. After like a high, it just brought like a big smile to my face, and I could not stop smiling throughout the whole day. And my toes, my fingers, my arms, like it all had like like a nice tingly numbing feeling. It's not like an anxiety feeling, but it was definitely like a nice, like I was safe kind of feeling. And my heart started racing, and it was like, heart skipping beats, that kind of thing. And the back of my head was, I fell in love, and it was just really different, not knowing who he was or not knowing what he looked like. Looks are not everything, but it's not really an important feature, but it is important if you understand. I mean, don't date someone just for looks. So that's why at that moment I was like, well, even if he, wasn't really attractive, but I felt like, what do you do in that case if you've like fell in love with somebody? But then when you meet them, you're like, oh my God, not to be rude or anything, but you know what I'm trying to say. Well, anyway, if you do, then if you don't leave nasty comments because I don't. I'm having a hard time trying to explain myself, especially today, just a really nice day. Well, anyway, from that day, and then there was like weeks at a time, and I wouldn't hear anything back, and I was like, oh great. Well, oh well, and and I would, and I was too afraid to text back because I was like, okay, what if he thinks I was crazy or something and didn't want me to have his number or something. So I think it was like maybe a half a year went by, then all of a sudden, you'll get those random texts. And I was like, hey, I was like, hi, short little sentences that we used to do, even if like we stopped texting for like a month or two, and then, those feelings that I had that I just explained never went away. Because every time that I would get these texts, like out of the blue, those feelings came back, and they didn't really go away. It just like kind of like kissing somebody, and you constantly get those feelings back, and that's how I felt. Just it was like kissing through text, if that makes sense. And then I think the first time that I did find him on Facebook, we don't remember. He either added me as friend or I added him as friend. But before any of that happened, I think maybe it was 2 months after the very first text that I found him on Facebook, and my jaw like dropped, and I was like, no, this is the man that I was texting. No, this can't be right. Because this man, I don't want to cry. That's why I didn't really care about my makeup looks like crap, because I'm probably end up crying anyway at some point. I'll try not to. But my like jaw like literally just dropped because a man that gorgeous like never like spoke to me like ever in my life, like in school, like all the hot guys that I thought were cute and of course gorgeous would never speak to me like ever. It was like a popularity thing where yeah, we won't talk to lower class people because I was self-confidence or conscious, whatever, and I didn't really think that I was that attractive. So like when I first saw his like pictures and I kept on going through them all, I was like, great, because just my experience that I had in high school, like there's no way a man like that would end up with a person like me. Only because I would see him dating like some like supermodel type, not necessarily me, maybe just because of the way I was treated in high school. But and then I think like a few months after that, him or I added each other on Facebook. We can't remember which way because it was like so fast. Probably be me, but then again, I don't even know because I didn't even add him then. So why would I add him like at all if I didn't add him like right there and then? And so times has gone, and on and off texting and all that feelings, right? Well, when one of the few things that were weird. Okay, so we had like this carnival. This had to be, we're okay, mind you, we are 6 years apart. He is 6 years older than me. And so I don't know how old I was, to be honest, but there was like a carnival in our town. And I like told him the story about like this, like, cause we like the same ride, and I was talking to him about it, and then he was telling me a story that happened prior. It was, I don't know, we call it the hot dog or the bullet or whatever it was, and I was like, we were telling each other a story, like how he missed that ride and things like that, and I was like, yeah, well, a funny thing happened to us because we were waiting. We were next in line to go on that ride, and I said, I was so scared to go on that ride. This was like my third time around, and some guy told us to hold the door shut, or because they didn't lock their door, and so they had to hold on to it, and I remember saying that that the people that told us this, like we saw change falling, and things like that. And, he was like, no way, that must have been me, because I remember I told someone right, like when we were coming out, that to be careful because the door was still opened. And I was like, no way. So we technically met then, not knowing who each other were. And then my grandpa was selling one of his son's campers because he recently passed away, and he didn't want it in the yard. And so my sister and I, we were playing out in the yard, and like these people came to look at it. I go running inside, tell my grandma, someone's outside looking at this, and we didn't know if it was for sale or not because we used to go play in there. And we just thought, hey, and my grandma said, no, they're probably just looking at it. It is for sale. And so I again told him that story, and he was like, yeah, that was us. We bought your grandpa's trailer. And I was like, oh, okay. So that's how we met twice. But we didn't know each other at all. I mean, of course, he's 6 years older than me. So back then, it wasn't like, oh, you're kind of cute. So anyway, back to the story. So after all that, I thought, it was just kind of odd that we kind of met twice, and then now this, per se. And so now, and so today, okay, so after like all that time, so today on this day, 3 years later on this day that we've been together, I invited myself over to his house because, there was just so many things I wanted to do that he was going to be around. Like, I wanted to go to the race. And, I couldn't go. I mean, I could have gone, but, in a way I couldn't go. Well, I could have, but that's a different story in itself. And then there's like just many things that I knew that he was going to be at certain like events, and I wanted to go so bad. So when he was telling me, hey, yeah, so and so is coming over, and we're gonna play games, I was like, really? And I was like, well, I'm coming over then. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come over. No lie, I'm inviting myself this time, because I have all these things I wanted to do. So I told my friend, and they were confused too. So like, they went back and talked to him. He was like, yeah, she told me she was inviting herself over. I guess she's coming over. So I, went over, and it was pretty fun. We were playing zombies. It was, oh god, I can't even think of the name right now, but it was for Xbox. I mean, if you guys know, they're Nazi knobs. I can't even talk. See, that's how I get just telling my story and just thinking about him in my head gets me all stupid. Yes. And it was, it was really fun. We watched a movie after, and then I went home, and I couldn't stop thinking about him all day. And then we made a movie night. We did a double date, and we made a movie night for the 22nd, which is coming up soon here. And we're hoping that we can go to the movies because it's supposed to be a snowstorm, I guess, coming this Saturday. Good luck to us. And I don't know, it was really fun. And our love story is literally my favorite. And 6 months from now is gonna be our wedding anniversary. And it's just one of those things where I didn't know what love was until now. And every time that we kiss or hold hands or, do whatever, I instantly get all those feelings that I've gotten the first time that we texted all back. Every moment I think, it's just every little thing just reminds me of that. And our first kiss literally felt like sparks and fireworks and just everything that like a fairy tale would say that it would feel like. It did feel like, oh god, I was like floating. I was like gone. I didn't really feel like myself. Like I felt like happy, like extremely happy. He is an amazing person, and just right there and then just tells you that I literally fell in love with him. Like with him for him, not anything else. It wasn't his looks, it wasn't nothing. Um, it's just an amazing story. Like, I don't have any love stories that were like this. I didn't have any relationship that felt like this or was like this. Not at all. It's like we were destined to be with each other because those 2 times that we met, I don't know if those were like signs, like, okay, but I mean, who was gonna know that you're gonna end up with someone like that you had that kind of history with, or accountant, or whatever it's called, with? I can't even talk right. It just gets me all bubbly inside, as you guys could probably tell. But it's just an amazing feeling. And for everyone that, if they're in a bad relationship or they don't know what love is, I mean, I can share you guys my experience, but, and I can only talk about the feelings, but, it's just very hard to explain still, because, it's almost like watching like like The Notebook. Like, you could feel the chemistry, but yet you can't really like feel it. It's just something that's so hard to explain. And I just wanted to share with you guys just my story and how we met and everything like that. And that's pretty much it. There's really not much to say other than I can repeat myself over and over, because this story is just my favorite, and it's real. It's not like you're pretending, or it's not like a high school, oh my god, I love you. Yeah, I love you too. That type of thing, and you don't really feel nothing other than, oh, I got the hottest guy in the school, or hey, I got the hottest girl in the school. It's nothing like that. And especially going out like to let's say a club or something, and you see this drunk girl, oh, she's my soulmate. Well, how do you know? I didn't know either. And um, it's just, if love was meant to be, it'll find its way. It shouldn't be rushed. You should really take your time if you're gonna like want to fall in love. If I were anybody, I would have definitely waited. And I mean, this year is gonna be 6 years that I've loved him, if that makes sense. I've been with him for 3, but yet this year is gonna be 6 years that that where everything really did take place. And I'm glad it did. I mean, there's some things in my past that I wish never happened, but that just makes me who I am today. That makes me a stronger person and more wiser. And without your experiences, without, being dumped, that's the only good thing about having ex-boyfriends, is because when you've been dumped, you know what you're looking for, and you know what you want and don't want. And you can, compare feelings and everything like that, because I do believe there is someone for everyone out there. And I think I was reading the statistics. I think it's like 1 in 1,000 or 1 in a million chances that you will end up with your true love. And I believe that's what we have. I mean, yeah, we do have ups and downs, but there's more ups than downs. We both have flaws, and that's just normal. I mean, it's not like a Cinderella story, like, oh my god, everything's so perfect. Even then, they didn't share the, okay, 5 years later type thing, or, a few years down the road, or anything like that, because it's a Disney movie. But that's what I don't really like about love stories, too, is just that they don't share, like, after the effect. Like, they don't go into more depth. I mean, everyone will fight. That's just normal. But you just gotta find someone that is worth your while. So, and I just wanted to do this video, and because it's 3 years today that I invited myself over, so it was it was a good time. And I couldn't wait no longer. I mean, I couldn't wait for the next opportunity to come, and then, couldn't end up going. So, anyway, guys, I am going to let you guys go now. And if you have any questions or whatever, you can leave them down below, and I can do another movie, or not a movie, a video, sorry. See? Got the movie in my mind. Anyway, I gotta go get ready, and all this fun stuff. I didn't expect this thing to be 20 minutes long. So I do apologize for that, and I still have to upload another tag that I did yesterday for today. But I just wanted to show you guys. And starting Friday, I am going to be vlogging because it's going to lead up to our 3 years just together. And I, honestly can't wait. I am madly in love with my husband. He's the best person and the best man that I have ever known all my life. I've been treated so bad. I've been hurt, abused, and now we have those days where we say that we hate each other, but we really don't mean it. It just happens, you do get in each other's nerves, but the love is never gone. Because I can just look to his eyes and everything's all right. And that is my happy place when I am down. I'm just glad I have these memories to hold on to and to think about, especially when you are down. At least you have something positive and a wonderful experience like this to go back on. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys just today. I just wanted to share with you guys, just a little bit into my life and share my story. All right. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.